welcome back to the Dice Tower. I'm Camilla.
I'm Z Garcia.
I'm Joey Evans.
And thanks for joining us here for Crowdsurfing.
Let's go!
Yes.
Let's do
I'm back
this.
in everything. Everything
Are
is
you?
getting back except the print and play. That's Joey.
Wait, is there a print and play this week? There's not.
No, he did not put it. I said
No.
I found one.
There
called
is a print and play.
Mooch
We
Dungeon.
refuse to put it on there.
I'm
What's
gonna
it called,
look it up.
Joey?
You need
I will.
help.
Airdrop it to me real
No.
quick. Oh, wait, you can't.
Help begins
I
with
can't,
you.
but I backed
I would
it, so
put
I've
it
got
in here if you would
Have a
airdrop
problem? Admit it.
I'm gonna send it to
Call
you.
you would, I know.
1-888.
I'm not.
Back
my-
off the prints.
Did my mic turn itself off? Nope, my
Did
mic
it?
is on, Chris. I don't know if my volume's down or something. You might need to check it.
Okay. No.
Anyway, yeah.
All right.
No. Okay, so yes, welcome to Crowdsurfing. We're going to be taking a look at games and projects that are on different crowdfunding platforms. We've got Kickstarter, we got GameFound, and that is all this week. Kickstarter and GameFound. So
That
they're
is
ending
it.
in the next 2 weeks. But before so, we want to talk to you about DTV Audio. If you enjoy our shows and you are on the road or anything like that, you can get audio versions of a lot of our popular shows.
You can just listen to this.
You can just listen
You can
to
just
us.
listen to us
Yep.
talk about projects. And I'll be doing the entirety of today's show like this. Hi, everyone.
They are
Welcome.
saying sound is already quiet. You might want to.
This microphone might as well be in my
Whoa.
cavities.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
It's really
Nope,
close
we
to
are
my
not
mouth.
getting. Nope, we're not going there.
Cavities.
DTVaudio.com, and you can listen to our shows.
All right, I'm going to
So
back
there
off.
we go.
I need to go to the dentist. That's what I found out. I need to go to the dentist.
All right, DTV Audio, check it out. But with that, let's jump into the projects here. Starting out with FLEUR.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, FLEUR. Extravagant Gardens in Rococo, France.
This one it seems cute. I like. They really went all in for the theme too, boy.
They did.
Like the video.
Which is pretty funny,
whole,
actually.
Like, yeah, the video is very
Enjoyed
funny. The setting, the illustrations, like these pictures,
Mm-hmm.
they are invested in this theme. I love seeing them swing for the fences on that. The gameplay itself seems simpler than I thought.
Like a set collection type thing, where kind of like you attract them, kind of Splinter-esque. It looked like. It's like, ooh, we like that. I don't know. Oh, wait, go back up. I like the picture. Wait, that's my favorite guy, right there, top left.
This one?
He's kind of the lean.
You love him?
He's like,
What's up?
What up? What up?
What up?
Just paint it. Just do it.
Yeah, that was like 6 hours into it. He just started like leaving.
I know. It's like,
Painted him
do you
like
want to
this.
straighten up? No, I'm good.
No.
Yeah. No, it looks fun. Set collecting for the flowers, making arrangements, inviting the different people to your
Yeah.
soiree. It seems fun. I like the vibe of this one. I like the look.
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah.
You like this theme, right?
I
I'm
knew you.
guessing?
I thought you would like
I'm
this a lot
fine on
more.
this theme.
Really?
Oh, you
Yeah.
love obsessions.
Yeah,
I
I have
love
a very
the game of
obsession look.
obsession. I'm very fine on the obsession
Okay,
theme.
question, yeah?
Huh.
If obsession
Yes.
Here it comes.
was instead the same game,
Yep.
Exact
but a
same game.
post-apocalyptic setting,
Boom.
Yes.
would that be better?
Obsession right now is in my top. I can't tell you games of all
But it would
time.
be in a different top.
It would be in a different top. It's very
Come
high.
on back tomorrow, folks, for top
No,
of
it's
all
like,
time
it's
from
It's like come back in like 3 weeks. High.
Oh.
the powers of deduction are at work. Okay, cool. I like this one, man.
Yeah, this is cool. Next is based on a video game, I think. Not a video gamer here, but Children
Yes.
of Morta, the board game. This is a video game, right?
This is a
I
video
picked that up.
game, yes. I
Okay.
have played this video game.
Have you?
This
Okay.
is a roguelite video
Okay.
game.
I was going
You
to ask
have
that.
played this, but it looks like from one of the pictures of the screenshot, 8-bit style.
It's like
Because I'm back in.
16-bit.
Really?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
like
it's like
that?
16-bit.
I
Yeah, it's
like the
very
idea
pixel.
of
You've
that.
never played this?
No,
Because you play on the Switch.
I do. This
yeah,
is on
I
there?
have this on the Switch. It's really good, Joey. This is a great game.
Hey, have you done it in What's Happening?
No, but it's
You-
not a book. You know,
You did Dicey Dungeons?
yes,
You
but
cheat
that's
all the
again,
time.
It's like a
guess,
board
yeah.
game. But now that this is going to be a board game, do I get away with playing
Yes, you do.
what's clearly just a video game?
No,
I say yes.
I think
I
so.
agree.
Also,
We make the rules today.
yeah.
There is no Tom.
Wow. They're calling for an Obsession Zombies expansion.
Yes,
100% I'm in.
Yes.
Okay. And did you
I
touch
didn't
it?
touch it.
Joey, stop touching things, please.
Por favor.
Anyway,
No.
Children
Stop
of Morta
touching.
is, like I said, a roguelike game in which you are unlocking different characters. It's this group of the Bergsons, I think it is, a family with the father figure and the mom, the kids, and whatever. And they are, you go through these dungeony areas, leveling up, clearing away evil, skeletons and bats and stuff that attacks you. It's good, and it's pixelated, like you said, so you do multiple runs. Very nice. Lots of content, lots to unlock.
And
The board game,
Uh-oh.
I don't know how I feel about the board game.
It's got
'cause it
bag
doesn't
building.
look, it doesn't look anything like the video
Really?
game. Would
Which
you
is
say?
fantastic.
Bag building.
Yes. I from this I didn't get the pixelation, which
There's only
definitely
one
is
picture that
instant turn
shows
off
it.
for me.
Really, I don't know if this has any of that, but when it shows the actual game, I don't know where it was, but it shows them around a dinner table or something, and it just shows.
Oh, there was one. I think I passed that up here. Sorry, I'm trying not to make people dizzy.
Yeah, it's.
Close your eyes.
There.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I thought it was that kind of, like maybe 16-bit. Okay, well this game is obviously better artwork.
I just think it's interesting that it is very different artwork. And what's funny
Right.
is, that we just talked about, we just reviewed recently, Slay the Spire.
Yeah.
And that board game to video game really is very similar. It did an amazing job of translating the video game into a board game. This one the video game isn't like a board game, so they need to make some adjustments. And I'm ready to be happily surprised, but the board game isn't jumping out at me. And I like the video game, but the board game isn't really jumping out at me. It seems a little, I don't know. The bag building thing sounds cool, but not what I would have expected,
Right, that's.
I don't know.
And the price is reasonable.
I know. I was
so-
going to look at that. I just saw them say the price is reasonable. What's on this side here? Only
It might be
$1.
really neat, man.
Oh,
It might be neat.
$45.
That's really cheap.
45 US. 86 to the Goddess Pledge, which I'm sure is like some upgraded.
Yeah,
whatever.
it looks like they have the nicer
That's
bits.
interesting. Yeah, I think this is interesting to me. No.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Sugar and Dice collection. So a lot of it looks like edible things that you should
They even
not.
have
Okay.
a little warning, like, don't eat
Don't
these.
eat it. Yeah.
I fell for it before I worked here. I bought the
You
ice
ate it?
cream. No, I fell
Oh.
for it. What's the matter with you? I bought the ice cream dice. Have you seen those? And I love those because they have like the sherbet, all the different colors that look like ice cream. And I love those dice.
From the
These-
same
here's-
company?
I don't
But-
think it's food themed.
Here's my problem: is like if I
mean-
look at these, I don't think
Food?
rainbow ice cream.
No.
I look at this and I don't think. Well, it's not. What is that? Geeks?
So it's
I
like
thought
nerds.
that was nerds, right? Okay, I don't know what
They
geeks
can't
are.
call it geek. They can't call it nerds.
Got
call it geeks?
it.
Geeks.
Oh,
Okay, that's hilarious.
Oh,
Like
I get
nerds.
it now.
Okay.
Anyway, I
Get
don't
it.
look at these dice and I don't think, nerds, or
No,
geeks. You know,
yeah.
I think that's where it loses me. Is it's supposed to look like something.
These.
These are on point.
Those are
They're
great.
like there's a mixture right here. That picture on the
Yes.
left has the candy and the dice.
Yeah.
And it took me
Yeah.
a second to realize that
Yep.
when I first saw it.
Now
I was
those
like,
are.
oh, wait a second.
Right.
Those are amazing.
Yes.
Now, I
Right.
don't like those dice necessarily. I'm just saying they nailed it.
They-
Right, exactly. And that's what I would want these to look like. I think that's what gets me is like, this doesn't look like cotton candy. It's like, the cotton candy looks more like the pips than it does the dice.
Right.
Those
You
ones
know?
are the nastiest
Also, why
candies that exist.
Does
too.
it have popcorn in it? Popcorn and cotton. Do they make popcorn flavored cotton candy?
Probably, and they make cotton candy flavored popcorn.
I didn't see
I don't
how
want
it's
that. No,
on
I
there.
want
don't want
popcorn
that?
flavored cotton candy. No, that makes popcorn
This
too
is-
sweet. I'm definitely like more savory.
You could just make that, like when you make cotton candy, you just pour butter in it.
No, what? No.
That's how you make it.
That's
cotton.
not how you make it. No.
Yeah,
There's nothing
sugar
like-
and butter.
No, because then it's not going to floof, right?
It does floof.
How do you know? Have you done this? Are
You
you
melt
teasing
the
me
butter
right now?
first.
Is he teasing me, Joe?
If it's melted butter, it
Talk about
floofs.
floofing.
Melted butter
I don't.
floofs.
I can't tell if this is a real.
Baby,
It's so
melted butter
floofy.
floofs. I hope
so
you're
floofy.
listening in your car.
That one's not bad either, but I don't know that I would. Again, I don't get
Which one?
marshmallows. All right, I don't know. I don't get the fruit that it's
Ooh.
supposed to be.
These are all okay. I don't love any of them.
Yeah. All right.
I like the little chocolate one. Whatever that was.
World of Kilforth.
the Fantasy Quest games.
Fantasy Quest game.
These
I wanted
are-
to like this one.
Huh?
I
You
wanted to
wanted
like
to?
this
You
one, but
tried
then
hard?
I
like
don't know
that
what's
picture.
happening.
Look how pretty that picture is. That's
I was
gorgeous.
like, this was the most intimidating one of the whole
Yes,
batch
I agree.
today, I think. This is so much. I can't grasp it.
See, that picture up there makes me think, okay, cool. It's like a very story-driven card game.
That's what I thought. And
Okay.
the cards like do things. You turn on them and track hit points on them. Like
Right.
all, that's what I thought too. Until
Then you see some minis and you're like, hold on.
you don't see some. You see a lot of minis. And
Yes.
you're like, wait, I'm confused. This is definitely one that the more I looked at it, the more I felt like I was way too far out. Like, oh, I missed this boat. I got it.
It definitely felt like Homer Simpson stepping back into the
Yeah,
hedge.
like
Yeah, yes.
And
The
it might,
more I looked at this, I was like, no, I'm just fading out here. There's so much. This one feels
Dense.
a little overwhelming.
it feels like it's grown beyond an entry point for me.
And the
And
price
maybe it's
point.
not. Because
Right.
that's what this page is making me feel.
Yes, I agree with that. And again, if you love it, more of it, fantastic.
And the price
Yeah,
point
I
seems
feel
low.
It does.
It's
it feels standoffish to me.
Yeah.
it's. I doubt it's like Tainted Grail. Again, price point's so low. I
Right
think it's a
there.
card game.
Yeah.
I just
But even if that's a reasonable entry point, it's just the
Right.
page isn't set up to bring me in and help me feel like it's an entry point for me. Here it is,
No.
the miniatures of Kilforth. I was like, wait, that's a lot more than I thought. Maybe it's not that many, but it was a confusing. Yeah, so unfortunately I needed my handheld a little bit more than what
Even
this page
the
was
yearly
doing.
stuff, like some of these are historical figures. I'm like, hold on. This is everything. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
one of
Right.
those things which is like, hey, what does your game offer? And it's like, yes, everything. You want history? Yes. You want
Just-
fantasy? Yes.
pick a lane.
Pick do it all.
Right.
This guy that
Yeah.
drives in the center lane the entire time.
Castle up.
Okay, this is interesting. I mean, I like the whole tableau building. Plus, you got some battle mechanics on there. As a card game, an inexpensive card game, it might be good for what it is. I don't see much depth here, but maybe I'm wrong.
It looks pretty good to me. This is, again, it's one of those Kickstarter, or I guess it is. No, it's
Is it
Game
Kickstarter?
Found. I guess
Game
it's
Found.
No, this is Kickstarter. Sorry.
Kickstarter,
You're
yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's one of those Kickstarter games or whatever, crowd-funded games that I'm having a hard time seeing why it's crowd-funded because it
Right.
just looks like a small card game.
Right.
But it is a first-timer company. That's
Mm-hmm.
a good reason, put it on there if nobody else is picking up your game. It looks good. It looks like a decent game, an interesting card game. There's some interactivity going on with these cards. You
Right.
are gathering resources and turning them into other resources, protecting your kingdom, putting out cards, leveling up, what have you. It seems like the kind of thing I like. Now I find the theme dreadfully boring.
But the castle, like
Yeah,
the
like
film
I like
style,
what
yeah.
I looked at the video, sort of checked out what you're doing in the game, and I'm thinking mechanically that looks cool. It's kind of my speed.
Yeah.
Thematically, this looks really dry and boring.
I think for me it's definitely jeez, this is like not staying in my computer.
I'm not touching it.
This seems like one that could very well be a great game, but it's very much not for me. I mean, everything
Right.
it's saying like key features, pure strategy, everything visible. I'm like, no, I like that little trick up my sleeve kind of thing.
Sure.
Mastery over initiative and tempo. Nope, I like it tempo. I like that, initiative and jumping out, let's see what happens kind of stuff. So it just seems the more I looked into it, I was like, I think that this is probably
It's a thinky game.
not
Yeah.
right.
And
It's
you
not
are not
for,
a-
I'm not. No, I like my games dumb with lots of dice that I throw and I
Candy
laugh.
dice.
Candy dice ideally, or sprinkles. I'll go through. Or popcorn
or
flavored
geeks.
cotton candy.
Popcorn flavored cotton candy.
So,
Another
Yeah.
thing.
Anyway, so that's where it was for me. Is like more the gameplay is like, this is not really my speed, but it's definitely something like you
Yeah,
were
it
saying
looks
that
good to
seems
me,
like
yeah.
yours. Formosa Tea. Formosa Tea. This was interesting how I liked how they went into depth on all the research they did on this. It's definitely a little
Yeah.
indie kind of company.
It is.
Yeah, this came out some time ago. I think we might have reviewed it even here.
Oh,
but
really?
Yeah, it came out. it's a well-received game, dried up, and so this is sort of a second printing or a new printing of it.
Yeah.
With a couple of expansions. They've had time to make a couple of mini expansions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see it come back to, be more widely available, ideally. And the amount of research that they explained. They went and visited places where they make tea so that they could better understand how to make a game about that.
Yeah.
Right.
They hired an expert to help them make sure the game's mechanisms made sense. That's super cool.
Right.
The mechanisms seem pretty straightforward. You get workers, the workers make tea, you take
get
the
the
tea, you sell the
leaves.
tea. Yeah.
And it's about the
Yeah.
timing and making sure it goes from here to there, making sure it's in the right season to go to the right place to
Yeah.
when you harvest
Right.
it. I thought mechanism-wise it looked really interesting.
I love it when a game like this, you can tell that a lot of passion and research and effort went
Right.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not a game that they made and then thought, what could be a cool, a cool setting that feels hipstery. Oh, I know tea. No. This is
Yes.
about this first.
Yes.
And
They're actually
foremost.
invested in it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
You can tell.
No,
I
agree.
like that
I
very
was
much.
doing- Yeah.
While they're just
I
mining.
agree. All right, next up is Kimera Velvet. Have you used Kimera paints?
No. Now, are these airbrush or just?
Both.
Both, you can-
Depending on, yeah. So I think
Okay.
they're like super high pigment. And I couldn't find out, like, are they inks? I don't know if this Velvet Serious, okay, it is an ink. It's an acrylic-based ink, which was really interesting. That's why you can water it down and use it in so many different ways, but it can also be mixed with paints more easily than just like a pure ink. So I thought it's a very interesting thing. I don't know Kimera to start with. I've never used those type of paints.
But that's a brand you're aware of.
Yes, and it's Velvet.
more
It's like a
high-end
new
brand, I
line,
guess?
yeah.
Okay.
And the Velvet's a new line in it. So yeah,
Glaze.
so you can, depending on how you dilute it here, it can do all these things.
Wow. See, right there. Again, overwhelming. Look, you got wash, heard of that. Filter, haven't heard of that. Have not heard
Well,
of
you've heard of
glaze.
slap chop though.
That's the thing where you just slap
Yeah.
it down to
No.
cut your vegetables?
No, slap chop is like the speed paints and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yes.
Never heard that term, slap
I
chop.
have I've heard
Really? Yeah, because you just slap and chop. Done. Yeah, so you just do
Okay, I've heard speed paint.
Okay, yeah. well,
Slap
it's-
and chop is not a term.
Slap chop is
you
the
just
style.
slap and chop it.
Slap chop is the style of painting done with those paints.
Oh man, I never heard of that.
So, or you can
Glaze.
glaze.
Heard of that? Shade?
You've heard of shading.
Nope. not
Covering
there.
is like the full
What's
single.
glaze again? Like cover a
Jeez.
thin color, thin.
So glaze, yeah. So it's not going to
Oh,
be like a
yeah.
wash where it settles in the recesses. So you do use it to kind of like tint,
Okay.
something like that.
So glaze is like tinting something.
It's glaze, or it just smooths the colors together, so it gives you like more of a transition or a
Ooh, I
tint,
like
something
that.
like that. Yeah. And then cover is going to be the pure color there, or you can water it down to
quite a
the.
bit,
I think
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
too much green on
For
that
the
airbrush.
airbrush.
That is
That's
wild.
a lot of green.
So it's kind of interesting. I think it's really interesting if they really
fancy
can do all
boxes.
that, but it's just not a paint that I have a lot of experience with.
It's made by the
So.
same people that make Mortal Kombat, clearly, because they like their Ks, boy.
They do.
Okay.
They do.
Chimera colors.
They totally misspelled Kanday.
Fatality.
We kind of nice
All
brushes
right,
too.
next up is Kinfire Council. This is by Incredible Dream.
Making
right.
some money.
Making some
This
money.
one I worry
Very nice.
it's going to go be a Founders of Gloomhaven type thing, you know?
You know what? That's an interesting point, Joey, because I feel a little bit of the same way. I like the two Kinfire games that have come out before this one.
Right.
I like very much.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I won't play the one, but yeah.
But I won't go
You
as
haven't done
far
both?
as to say, and
Me
to be
too.
fair, I'm going off. I've never played Founders of Gloomhaven. I'm just aware of it, when
Right.
people generally think of it. But I won't go as far as to say this is going to be their Founders of Gloomhaven, because the gameplay here looks robust.
Right.
It's just clearly not for me, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it might even not be for the same people that like the previous two.
That's what I wonder about.
These games share a world and a setting.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is a political influence game.
Yeah.
This is the Zuvades of the Kinfire world.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas the other ones are story-driven. They have this interesting, combat ideas and mechanisms. This seems like such a different game.
Yeah. And I think I'm willing to try this game because I think the mechanisms of this game are not ones that I'm typically drawn to, but because I loved Kinfire Chronicles and Kinfire Delve so much. And I love that right here, as you're building your player, you have your counselor that's unique to this game, and then you have your seeker, which is one of the ones you played in the other game.
Right.
So I love that thematic tie-in because I think Incredible Dream Studios has just nailed the last 2 games that they put out. I really want to try this. Even my faith in them is surpassing my dislike of some of these mechanisms.
And that's kind of where I'm at too. I'm willing to check this out, and I'm interested, in fact, in checking it out. More based on the company and Kevin Wilson as a designer. You know,
Yeah.
He's done the previous 2. He's working closely with them at Incredible Dream here, and I'm curious to see what this one's like. You know, the world is certainly helping.
Yeah, I just
Want to see what
I
can
get one of the Venn diagram of the people that like Kinfire Chronicles and like a game that's like this, you know?
Right, because the world,
Interesting.
it is the same setting, but in this
Right.
one, the world building, at face value at least, does not seem to be front and center.
No.
That's
no,
not what it's
no.
about. You know what I mean? It's about these mechanisms. So,
I can get a playmat for
Which-
Kinfire Delve, though.
I still haven't played Delve.
okay.
I need to.
I might be all in on that add-on.
Micro?
Can you do
All right. Well, there you go.
$1 for a what?
Not a bag. Hold up.
It's $1?
Yeah. So good. So good. Anyway, I think this is definitely like a must-try for me because of that. I like kind of the voting on the laws, you know,
Yeah.
in it. I think that'll be interesting enough that I'm excited to try this one.
Oh, okay.
Hunted Mining Colony 415, 2nd edition.
All right. This one I have played.
Oh.
This one is one of the first ones. This one in Hunted. There's another one in Kobayashi Tower.
I like that guy.
This is obviously based on Alien, and the other one is based on Die Hard. This one,
Really?
yeah, Kobayashi Tower. It's like
Yeah,
they're
it's like
both,
yeah.
What is it? Takanomi?
Nakatomi Tower with those Kobayashi.
Nakatomi.
This was the only thing that I played it. I liked it, but it had a dexterity element where you kind of toss the coin into it. But they have eliminated that in the 2nd edition here, where you don't have to do it that way, which I think is interesting. They all have the same kind of. The only played was solo, really, but just really flipping mechanic and exploring. I think it's good. I
Yeah.
think both these.
You mean like you've only played it solo, really, as in like mostly, or you mean really as in like that's the only way to play?
2, but I think for me it was better solo.
Got it. Okay. Oh,
It
that's how
seems
you
like a
recommend
solo
it.
game.
Okay.
They're pushing it as only a solo game here, though.
Right, but you can play with 2. I played the other Kobayashi a bit more than this one, but I'd probably play
I'm
this more.
assuming it's
than
not
dexterity.
actually called Kobayashi, right?
No.
Because Kobayashi Maru is
So-
like the Star Trek.
Okay, maybe
thing.
it's not. It's the other Hunted. I don't know what it is. Probably an add-on there.
I like the
Hunted.
look of this. I certainly like the illustrations, that art
Yes.
style.
That's really
I'm a big,
cool.
big fan of that look. I don't know about this one. The last time we featured one of these solo Game of the Month games,
Quest Over Coffee?
no, it was the one after that, but before this. It was this Roman-themed one.
Oh, yeah.
And that looked really
Yeah.
good. I mean,
Yeah,
that
we're
was
excited about
that's
that.
right.
that might have been my pick of the week that week.
think
It
it
looked
was.
amazing. This one, well, A, I'm aware of the previous edition of this, and I've heard middling things. But B, while I like the illustrations, I don't think I would like this game very much. So that's kind of where I'm at. I would be happy to try it. If it was in front of me, I'd give it a go. But the previous one,
It is Kobayashi Tower.
it is Kobayashi
Yeah,
Tower.
which I thought, I was like,
Okay. Well, yeah, this one I'm not so sure about. I like the look a lot.
No, I'd try it again, but yeah, I don't know.
Is there a print and play?
There is. It's
Are you backing
$9.
Oh, $9.
I've got the first one. I never print. It's a lot of cards.
I'd say, yeah, that seems like it'd be a lot if it's based on this
Yeah,
one.
that's like
Also, you can't throw your components in the box cover.
you cannot.
It limits you to the other option here. What was it? The draw from a deck.
Yes.
Nah.
You could. Yeah. So it's interesting. People love this one though.
Micro Midgard.
This one.
Basically, tiny, epic Vikings a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But it looks a little more abstract than that.
Worker placement. There's like a worker placement renaissance going on in this whole thing.
I'm down with that.
This one looks okay. It looks interesting. I like the
Very
it seems to
simple.
be again. The reason I make the joke about it being a tiny Epic Vikings is because it sure looks like they packed a lot of stuff.
That's the
in there.
thing. When
Yeah.
it comes out,
Nice.
it just spirals out.
It's just like everything. You move this over here to get this to go there, and there's like all these boards.
You've got crafting, and
wild.
you've got the relics over there. Yeah, there's
I
a
do like
lot.
that for the travel version. They're like, all right, well, you'll use the box cover for that board instead of having that board in there. You know, I
Yeah.
think they utilize the components well to have the two different versions for travel and not. So
Yeah. The game, though, I don't know. It wasn't sparking anything in me. I looked at it and thought, nice. You put a lot in this box.
They did. They
I'm also not. No part of me is going, ooh, that looks interesting. I'm more like, you did a good job. It seems like a very competent game.
I agree. And also, every time I go through a Viking, I just wait for the words to say check for Ragnarok. It's like it's in every single Viking.
Right there.
And there it is, right
There
there.
it
It's
is.
like
Found it.
everything. Yeah, it's very sprawling for a small game.
Yeah.
Are people legally required
put
to
a
use
Ragnarok?
that font for a Viking-themed game?
Oh man.
I'm really curious because it's that font. I
It
understand it
is.
looks like runes. I get it.
Yeah.
But can we do anything else?
I think it's in the same amendment that you have to use the Gloomhaven font for a dungeon crawler now.
I guess.
I think,
We're getting
Yeah.
there
It's
for sure.
really the same.
I don't know.
So this
Just
is-
mix it up a little bit. Give me some Times New Roman or something.
What's the price point on this? It's got to be low. It's got to be
That's
Pretty
around
low.
the
I thought it was low.
tiny
Yeah.
epic. Ooh, that-
15 for the micro, 16, sorry. What?
Go back
You're
and see it.
yelling. Print and play 7.
Oh,
But
buddy.
again, you have to add
Yeah,
how
I'm not
much
gonna
ink
do
in
that.
it.
That's
I mean,
a
look at
lot of
all
stuff,
that.
Joey.
That's the
No.
problem.
But
That's a lot.
I can print it at work. All right.
Yep.
No, you said $20? Oh, that's not bad.
It looks that's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff.
It
For
is.
that price difference for $7 to $16, I'd be like, nah.
Well,
give
you
me
got
the
to pay
game.
for shipping, but still.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. You just
Yeah,
get this
you
one.
just
You don't.
get
You
this
don't
one.
print and play.
No,
this.
that's too many things. Too many. And chits on boards. I want a board, not a piece of paper that's going to.
Right.
Yeah. So. Next up, we're moving to some inserts, colorful inserts with artwork. So they're doing, let's see, it says here, sand, earth, brass,
U-boat.
U-boat?
U-boot.
U-boat.
Is it
U-boat.
U-boat? No, because we did that one time and said it's U-boot because it's, I don't know, whatever. That
It's,
one.
you know,
Heroes of Land,
yes.
Lander and Sea, The White Castle, Matcha, Sleeping Gods, Perch, and Niroshima. They also have some on here that we'll get down to in a minute
They have a lot.
that they haven't designed yet necessarily. I think we were talking, the Earthborn Rangers. I didn't talk about that
Yeah,
one.
that's cool. They also have
Oh,
a
I wanna
Niroshima
see
Hex
it.
Year of Moloch one, which is the current box I have. But unfortunately, it hasn't been designed yet. And in the comments, they mentioned, somebody asked them, hey, how much space for the factions? And they said something like, well, the 4 basic factions and then 18 armies. It's like, well, we've passed that already. That's what you could store in the basic insert. Why?
Why have it here?
Yeah, why? Like, give me more. The idea, for me, when it comes to inserts, and people are different when it comes to this stuff, for me, the inserts are for functionality. It's on the inside of the box. I'm not staring at it. You know what I mean? I'm looking at the outside of the box, and if I crack it open, then I'm playing the game. The insert is like this interim position that I have no interest in for the most part. It helps me store more stuff carefully, or it helps me play faster. That's it.
Right, but if it helps you play faster, then a lot of times you're taking the lid off that and you're bringing it out and putting it on the board. In which case, I do really like the artwork because it's keeping that theme. I mean, if you're taking this black box, out and just putting it right on Lost Ruins of Arnak, which has this gorgeous board,
Fair.
it does kind of take that
Yeah.
out of it. So
Fair.
I definitely, I'm with you. It needs to be functional first and increase gameplay. And one of the top things, I was just looking here at the Earth, I love it when they think of things like this. Like there are 2 of these component bins. That means if you're playing with 4 people, you can have 1 on each end of the table. And it's not like, pass me a
Interesting.
cube, pass me this, pass me back. So like little things like that, that is going to help not just in storage, but also usability, getting it to the table and functionally making things work better. And we'll talk about this later when we get to another project, but it needs to decrease the setup time, not break the immersion, and store it carefully.
Yes, I agree.
If
You
you can
know?
somehow make one functional, like Quacks had that one where you bring it out and you put the card in front, for
Yes,
those. And
yeah,
it's
where
like,
it sets up an angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they do that on many of these.
Oh my gosh, the Nemesis one looks
They look good, though. Yeah, they really do
good.
look good.
Where is it at? That one looks great. This is what is the Hiroshima Last Aurora?
Well, this is a Polish company, and in Poland, Last Aurora is printed in the world of Hiroshima.
Oh, I didn't realize
Oh, this
that.
is real.
Okay.
This is real.
Okay, that's
These
okay.
things I'm just messing around every time, you know.
Dude.
Yeah, in Poland, Last Aurora is Hiroshima
Got it.
branded.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay, got
so
it.
that's why.
Anyway, Wormspan, that's a hot one right now as well.
Oh,
And
wow.
again, here has the double components and that kind of stuff, so you can spread them out on the table. I like that.
It is pretty too.
Sand. A lot of these are not designed yet, so you can't see it, and that's what I want. I want to see it's coming up here. I want to see the Earthborn Rangers, because that needs an insert about, like, needs an insert. Like, that should have been, we're way overdue for that, and the game's not that old. So, yeah, we'll see.
Ooh,
Where did
Nucleum
Nemesis
has it
gonna
too?
go?
They had a White Castle one up there too.
Yeah,
so.
they have White Castle and Nucleum and, Requiem.
What is that?
Requiem. Oh, look at this one.
That
Some
Nemesis?
aliens.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Colony
all right.
415.
That's all I wanted. So
Or
anyway,
something.
I think these look
That's
fantastic.
Nakatomi
E-Raptor.
Kobayashi Maru.
Now they're about $25 for a wooden insert. That's pretty good.
Oh, it is a wooden?
Yeah, they are wood.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
laser edged, whatever.
And screen printed.
Yeah, like
screen
laser cut
printed.
thingy,
Wow.
wood. Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Laminate, whatever.
Earthborn only 30. See. Okay. All right. Next up, Dance of Muses. Fascinating. Pure strategy board game.
This one is a pretty small looking game, very abstract looking game, with these tiles moving around. They have special abilities on the tiles, but the idea is you pick one, you move it, you do the ability, and then you tick up the die by 1. And when they get to 6, then the game is over, and you count your dice versus the opponent. Whoever has the most 6s, if that's a tie, then the most 5s, or whatever.
It's weird because when I saw the play of this, it sounds interesting, moving your tile, dice going up, down. I just wish it was battling the people next to you rather than it's like, the theme for this one, I'm like, okay.
Like a
doesn't
dance
grab me.
battle?
Yeah,
You want it
like,
to be set like
no,
underground
okay,
hip hop.
I want to remove the dance. I want to just
Oh.
straight out battle. I don't know. The
It seems
mechanics
too
look cool.
abstract for a battle. I mean, it seems too abstract for a dance, honestly.
Joey
It
wants
seems
a
like
different game.
I
it
do.
seems
That's a
really,
good
really
point.
abstract. That I want again. I like the look quite a bit. I think the artwork and the vibe here seems lovely and very specific. I like the look of the game quite a bit. I just find what's happening in it just so painfully abstracted. You are sliding a square and doing something,
Yes.
then ticking the die up. You cannot separate a tile from the rest. That's an illegal move. So it's all these tiles shifting around, ticking up until somebody gets to 6, and then it's like, okay, let's see if you've manipulated your abstract machine better than I manipulated my abstract machine.
Well, the fact that right here, the examples, they just remove the entire theme and just show you these graphics.
Right.
It's like, wait, hold on. Oh, you want to know how to play? Hold on. Let's bleach it real quick.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's a cute looking
That's
game,
cute.
but I don't think this one's gonna do it for me.
oh, but it's by Space Otter.
It is by, what else
I
have
might-
they done, by the way?
I don't know, but I'm totally in with the name here.
Okay, but I meant just click that.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Fluffy Violence? Okay, I might be a fan of Space
Fluffy
Otters.
Violence?
I might like Space Otters.
Okay.
Things I learned
okay.
today.
Okay.
Huh. It's
Fluffy?
adorable. Oh my gosh, I love them.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Keystone North America 2nd edition and Coastal expansion. Now, did you see anything different in this? Because we played this. You've not, right? I know we've played this. Did you see anything different in the 2nd
Yes.
edition? You did? Okay. What
The
did...
biggest difference is this is a game now for 1 or 2 players.
Oh.
And the original game is
it's up to
up to 4
4,
players.
right? Yeah.
So
Okay,
they jettisoned that right out. They were like,
Really?
they're basically admitting, like, yes, the game sucks for more than 2.
Yeah, it was.
And
it
you know
was-
what? The game sucked for more than 2. Unfortunately, I also thought it kind of sucked for 2, but that's neither here nor
Yes.
there.
But at 1, 2, or
Put it
no?
up in a baby
Or you
otter.
never played at 1?
It was like a really, you know what this game is like, Joe, if you've never played, and again, they might have changed this a lot, it might have streamlined, and maybe the feeling has changed. The game felt like Calico,
Yes.
where your
Really?
choices Like you begin with this blank slate,
Mm-hmm.
and every choice you make, every tile you put out is, yes, you're ideally putting something there to score, and some avenue just shut down for you. So as the game goes on, every choice you make is something else, like another possible scoring that you just broke,
Yeah.
like in Calico.
Yeah.
Has that feeling of, I could do this and score that, but then I'll never be able to do this other thing over here.
You feel like you are breaking scoring opportunities more than you are making and building your scoring for the end of the game. And that, I think that's, you know, what I came to as well, is it feels like Calico. It doesn't play like Calico, but it's that feeling. And I just felt like frustrated. It's like, I want to build something. You don't feel like I did something at the end, is how I felt. Now, I don't know if this is going to change it. I'm trying to find what's in the upgrade kit, because if they've done that for to second edition, I'm going to go real quick here. So sorry if I make you dizzy. Gameplay. Because someone in the chat said you have to have the upgrade kit. And so I thought that would be interesting. If it's that big of a change that it requires the upgrade kit, then that does change my interest level, I think, in this. I'm all about the new theme, you know, adding the, where'd it go? The coastal stuff.
Yeah.
I'm definitely on board with that, but
It's definitely a gorgeous looking game.
let's look at add-ons.
It looks like they, you know, they focused in on what the game is and not kind of what they were pitching it as. They pitched it as this, like, interactive, you know, 4-player sort of moving and placing things together. It's not that. It's a very dry, puzzly game. And they are leaning into that. You can play with 2, or you can play with 1. Many of the ways you can play as 1 is with a puzzle. They now give you a puzzle book, and the puzzle and the chapters in it teach you about the environment and these species, and then they present a puzzle that you are attempting to solve by placing, like, put this here, put this here, put this there, now solve this puzzle. I like that they're leaning into that. It is upfront, it is clear. This is what this game is. For me, again, that's super abstract. It robs the game of its flavor and its theme. But if you don't mind that and that abstractness doesn't bother you as much, it is gorgeous.
Oh, it is gorgeous. It's really
And the
gorgeous.
new stuff, the new coastal animals, do seem to add quite a bit of variety. There's a whole bunch of them that you get now, so that's very, very cool.
Yeah, this is one I would love for this to make it the game that I wanted this to be.
And
You know,
maybe
and I'll
maybe it's
definitely
going to be
try
a little
it.
closer to what I was hoping for. But that Calico feeling of slowly drowning yourself
Yeah.
was hard to shake.
But do you guys like Calico or not?
I despise Calico.
I don't like Calico. No, it's that feeling. Again, I just don't like the idea of, here's a piece of rope, go hang yourself over 20 turns.
And that's what it feels like, yeah. Yeah, you just feel like you
Like a
build up
goat.
scoring opportunities in the first half to break them all in the second half. And it's like, what's left over? You know, and it's like, oh, that's just
Okay.
not. Yeah, so, all right. But yeah, would love to be wrong. That's interesting. Without Our King.
This one.
This was interesting that it has a really quick turnaround time, right? Yeah, they're going to be shipping
Well, look at the
in like
minis.
2 months.
The other thing is, look at the artwork in this game. This game looks good.
It does.
There's a lot of big pieces of artwork that they're showing here. The cover, I mean, that looks
I
like a
love
look at
that. I
that
like the
painting.
cover.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
The whole thing
The
just
minis
looks really neat.
I'm not a mini snob, but the minis to me don't grab me. They look more like they should be in a Scooby-Doo cartoon than
Oh, they do look pretty cartoony, don't
I
they?
mean,
that doesn't really fit. Yeah, that's
it's
interesting.
like because each one looks like very generic.
Archer
Chess piece.
guy.
yeah.
I'm like, but I know it doesn't really matter because if it's a good game, it can be played with discs.
If it's
just
going to do
as
that,
well,
though, like,
you know?
yes, I would rather like standees or something then
Right.
that fit the, especially if you have artwork this
Yeah,
good.
the artwork looks good.
You know, it
The
looks-
artwork looks amazing.
I
Like,
love
look
that.
at
that.
That is amazing.
I
Yeah.
really like the vibe here. The setting seems cool. But I think you're right, Joey. There is a disconnect. Every time you look at a painting and then you follow that up with the miniatures, every time you're like, oh.
Oh. Like
Unless
that's
those
like
are
his horns right
placeholders.
there that come out, as opposed to like that right there,
Right.
like that on, especially an acrylic standee. Like,
Oh my
hands
goodness.
down.
Yeah.
Look at that, the texture on that armor, and then you go down, and it's just
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. If you're not going to do good miniatures, then give me standees.
Right.
You know.
Acrylics would kill it with just that artwork on there. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing comes across like like a really gorgeous, detailed war game. It feels like a war game, and I'm sure it's gonna the rules wise is going to come across closer to a war game than like the kind of board games we might play. But the look of it and the way that they're presenting the game inches closer to a more modern board game.
Yeah.
And you wonder the whole war game thing. It's going to be up against the Dune, Lord of the Rings, and all that.
Yeah, the other ones that have come out right now. Yeah, but it's an interesting look for sure.
Beautiful artwork as far as
for sure.
actual artwork.
Now, did anyone play Pericle?
I did.
You did.
Gathering Darkness thing, the first one, right? And I think it's called the Gathering Darkness. Anyway, I liked it a lot. They have the acrylics, and I like it's very much D&D on rails. I think you start off on a ship and you're like a slave and you go to Coliseum to battle.
If you begin on a ship, then it's Morrowind. It's Elder Scrolls Morrowind.
Oh, I have not played Elder Scrolls. I know, I need to.
None of them? Like the video games?
None of them.
You've never played Skyrim?
Okay, yeah, I played Skyrim. All right.
Oh, what did you think that was? Fallout? What's wrong with you? You're embarrassing
I thought
me.
you meant Elden
You're
Ring.
embarrassing me.
I thought you meant Elden Ring. Okay, yeah. So, no, this one right here.
Nerds.
This one right here, it has the app, and it's very like, you choose, you'll do a very, not really boss battler, but a little battle like that, and then it's really, if you want to do D&D and you don't have somebody to DM, this is the best way to do it. Because it just guides you through it. That's pretty much what it is. If you want to play D&D, but you don't have the time or someone willing to put it in, this is a great way to do it.
Okay, because it has the app that does it here.
Right, it does everything. It has music in the background. It's very immersive, and you just go through it.
Is it just the combat part of like a D&D campaign?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because it does say here that it's like more on not on rails. It's like more of a choose your own adventures than a full RPG is what it said.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
But was the story good? Do you remember liking the story?
Story was good. Seems very basic, but it was good. It wasn't great yet.
So kind of like hyper-focused, it seems like, on a specific part of the D&D or something like that, like hyper-focused on one part of it.
You're kind of going to end up where they want you to go.
Okay.
It branches, but it always brings you back to where they want you.
That's interesting.
So, but I think it's really nice. Again, I think it's ideal for people that want to do D&D and don't have the group for it.
That's really
And again,
interesting.
I like the acrylics. It's very, I think Kinfire has acrylics too.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Feels approachable. I like that.
It is, and
That's
it kind
cool.
of has training wheels at the beginning that kind of gets you into it.
I always
do
appreciate
love that.
that. That's
I
the
do
way
too.
to do
Really
it,
love
man.
that.
Yeah.
Yep, that's cool. Awesome.
Yeah, so it's good. And the app is good too.
Next up, Canvas Big Box. Funny enough, I was just talking about this, like before I knew about the project, I was just talking about this when the newest expansion came out. And I was like, yeah, but now you don't have one thing that fits everything. And if you want to play, you have to get out all 3 boxes and mix it and then separate it again. And I was like, I didn't like that. So yeah, this is something I definitely saw a need for. You
had mentioned it, and I forgot if it was like our top 100 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I did not know how the game played until you described it as a painting and put it together. I thought, you know what? That sounds fun. For some reason, I've avoided this because I'm like, I don't know what it is. I thought it was a museum style, but this just seems fun. I've never played the game, and it makes me want to.
It's very light. I think you would like it. It's a very, very simple game. You literally are like drafting a card, and when you have enough of them in your hand, like you take a card, and then you take a card. If you want the first one, you just take it. If you want something later, you leave something on the ones you're skipping. You've seen that mechanism. And then you take 3 cards and transparencies and stick them in the same sleeve, and you're like, boom. And there's some symbols across the bottom you score for.
Right.
It's dead simple.
It is.
It lives and dies by its look, by how gorgeous it is, by just how neat and sort of distinct the game is. You know what I mean?
It's card crafting, sort of. But
Yeah.
picture
Yeah, I mean, you
crafting.
can look right.
You only do it 3 times in the whole game.
Wow.
Yes, you get, well, I guess about 9 cards, but yeah, you make 3 of the pictures is what you're saying, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you can see right here how you have these different transparencies, and as you put different ones in, it makes the picture different. But all these symbols at bottom is what you're using these symbols and the colors down there in order to complete goals. And so each painting that you make will have a certain number of points and ribbons that it's worth. And this is nice because one of the expansions gave you double-sided cards. Like if you look right here, you can see this zombie hand one, how it goes from the red shoes to the blue shoes, which changes the bottom. So you have so it gives you double-sided cards, things like that. And then the second expansion had more scoring and more points compared to everybody else. A little bit more player buying for points kind of thing. So we were talking earlier about the expansions that increase usability. I love this here, that it's not just storing the components in here, but you can see you take the bin out. Where'd the graphic go? Am I being impatient? Hold on. You take it out and you put it right on the board. So like these here go onto the board. So it's like, instead of like opening it up and putting it out, and then they go everywhere and clean up, I mean, okay, you're done, but done. I really, really like that.
And they have little easels.
Yeah.
So do you think this needs a big box, or do more expansions just kind of add more content? Doesn't overcomplicate?
It doesn't overcomplicate. I think it gives a little bit more. I think it is...
Rule-wise?
Now, rule-wise, I don't think it really takes the complexity up much. I think it just gives a couple little more variations to it. So it's one that I definitely would not, I don't think you necessarily need either of the expansions. The second one was my favorite over the third one. But I'm also happy to have them and happy to mix it in. You know, so, yeah.
It's definitely one of those, it's a perfect, not needed kind of expansion.
Right, yeah.
Got it, okay.
And for $34 for, a storage solution, I mean, that's pretty much an insert, right? It's the cost of an insert.
If you have it already, then yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's just a box.
It's a good way to keep it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. Last game project here is going to be HârnWorld. HârnWorld, that's how I say
I
it.
think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
And this is an RPG, so it's sort of a board game, but it's an RPG.
Adjacent.
Book. It seems incredibly dense, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
those
I
maps.
found myself, what's funny is, I started reading all this and the illustrations and the look and the descriptions of this land, that land, and this region of the world. I'm like, this is medieval. Like, this comes across like history. And I found myself going, gosh, if I'm going to dedicate this much time to learning this fake world, I should just learn about the real world. You know what I mean?
It does
I could
feel that
know if I spent
educate
as much
myself.
energy
Yeah.
on this as I did on, I don't know, British history, on, old world kings and queens and how the politics worked at the time and whatever, I would be a much more knowledgeable individual. My point being, well, this seems like a very in-depth and well put together RPG. The theme makes me just want to go and learn actual history.
Yeah, I could see that.
If it was like about minotaurs and dragons, I'd be like, sure, because that feels like escapism.
Yeah.
This one feels like I'm going to have to write a research paper after I play this game,
Yeah.
Wow, that's really, they're saying here in the chat that it's been around for 30 or 40 plus years.
That's wild.
Yeah, so I mean, again, just the dense of it,
No.
You can tell that this is
Ham
the
has been
bench is
around for
deep.
40 years.
Yeah. I like it, honey roasted
Oh,
already.
so good.
Gosh.
So good.
Yeah, or spiral
That
cut.
was interesting.
Harm.
Spiral cut arm.
Jeez.
Thanks.
All right, that's it for our game projects.
HârnWorld.
Before we look at our one fun project, let's hear from Mark.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower Preview Recap. I'm Mark, and of course, I'm here with Alita. And we have a few games to look at, so let's get to it. And first up, we have Places. You're creating a tableau of cards, places in your neighborhood. It is a bidding game. It is a family-friendly game, very straightforward, very easy, and it's one of those games that I could easily engage with my parents. And next up we have Hex Effects. Yes, you are infected with all kinds of different types of hexes. Basically, you're trying to remedy yourself of these things. However, every remedy does have a potential side effect, allowing other players to place other hexes on you. So there is a fair amount of take that in this game. And next up we have The Secrets of Zorro, where you are the ancestors, the children of Zorro. He has just passed away, and now you have to learn his secrets. You're working collectively, cooperatively, in order to take on the governor and take him down. And you have 2 cycles. You got the day cycle and the night cycle. In the day, you're trying to gain information about where the soldiers are gonna be, where the caravans are gonna be, and you are trying to gear up for the night. And in the night, you ambush these caravans, trying to take them out using your battle cards. And lastly, we have Nuclear Destruction. This is a standalone expansion to Nuclear War, which is a game from 1965, and they're bringing it back. All kinds of new things in this version, and you're gonna have all kinds of new cards. It's all in color, new player boards, really a fun Ameritrash game. All right, so for my pick of the week, well, you know, I was a huge Zorro fan as a kid, and it definitely continues to be one of my favorite themes. Right up there with like Batman, same kind of idea, right? Mass vigilante on the horse, riding into town and taking on the soldiers and so forth. So this game is cooperative, again, right up my alley for favorite types of games. I love the battle cards and how you could expand your character to make them bigger and better and more wise in the ways of Zorro. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Well,
What's
where
up?
are we?
That's
Where are
right.
we?
That's
Are
what.
we?
That's
Are
right.
we?
Yeah, that's right.
Fantastic.
What? That's right.
There we
Wow,
go.
You
what
got
is
to
up?
kiss the dog.
You can't see what's going on.
You've
Here,
got
here we
to
go.
kiss the dog.
Where is we? Where is we?
You got to kiss
Where
the
is-
dog.
Should I try unplugging and plugging back in?
Well, why won't you
Should I
kiss
try
the
throwing
dog?
it?
Should I try doing a dance?
You got to
No,
kiss
no one
the
asked for you to
dog.
dance, Joey.
Get off the table,
Nobody
Z.
wants that.
Why didn't you kiss the dog?
All of a sudden, our audio versions will go up though.
I
Start
know, right?
dancing. They'll be like, ah, GT. You don't want to see
this
Joey
is
dance.
viral.
Yeah, if you
This
don't
is
want to
viral
see.
marketing.
It is. This is all to tell you, DTV audio
Yep.
is, you don't need to see anything.
Joey is currently
That's
dancing.
fair.
I
Okay.
am. I
Yes,
am.
you're welcome for the audio version.
Oh,
This
I like
is-
this. DT Audio is where it's at, folks. Go to dtaudio.com and you can hear
DTV audio.
DTV.
We can't even
audio is
see,
what-
Yes.
definitely
we can't
what
see the
I
comments
said.
now. It says, there's a big storm here in Miami. This is what it is.
Yeah, it's called the Yeast Storm.
It's a very sunny. It is almost hitting 100
Yeah,
storm.
solar storm.
It's bad.
Solar storm happening down
Okay,
here.
the solar flares are lighting us up.
Do we know if we're
Giving
live
Camilla
right now?
time to, well,
They can hear us. All right,
They
cool. We're
hear
gonna
us.
keep
Sweet.
going.
All right,
We're
here
gonna
we
keep
go.
going.
Hey, now, oh.
Camilla had a nice
You,
print play to
if
show
Mark
you.
is going to do a video with Alita,
Uh-huh.
he needs to kiss the dog at the end. I'm
I'm
sorry.
highly offended.
It's in the rules.
That
If you
dog
have
is-
a puppy,
Clearly not loved enough.
you need to love the puppy at the end
You'd
and
have
kiss
to.
the puppy.
Yes.
Love the puppy.
Every time. I would watch
have
your
the dog
videos.
more than you out
Yeah.
there.
See her
Right.
do a little sniper crawl.
Yeah, just have her do your
I
overviews
haven't
every now and then.
seen
she's like,
this.
You haven't seen the sniper crawl?
oh, it's
Man,
so
you need
cute.
to record
When
your
she,
dog
like,
doing this.
when she rubs her belly. Yeah.
I have not seen that.
Pretty cute.
All right, we're just
Yes,
gonna go
we're-
picks
we're
the
up
week.
to the
Can
picks
they
the week.
see anything? It's just we can't see it.
No, it's the camera connection's completely dead.
Sweet.
Okay.
Play Mike's pick of the week, and then
Mike's pick a week, and we'll figure out while he goes. Talk slow, Mike.
Yep.
Hey there, everybody, it's Mike DeLisio, and this week for Crowdsurfing, my pick of the week is going to be Formosa Tea, coming from Taiwan Board Game Design. I played the first edition of this game, and I really thought it was clever, kind of a unique take on worker placement, and now with this new edition, which has been updated somewhat, some balance things have been kind of fixed, and it's a little more streamlined. It's definitely something I'm looking forward to getting a copy of, and so my pick of the week, Formosa Tea. Let's see what print and play Joey wants to back.
I was going to do that or Kinfire.
Hello. Hey.
Okay.
All right, Joey.
All right, I'm going to go Children of Mordor.
Morta.
Children of
Mortar.
Morta.
You know that if we
Children-
can put it up on the screen, but
This is Morta!
I need to show you this game, man. I can't believe
I
you've never
know.
played this.
I'm excited now. I mean, I like
You
the
should
whole...
play it for WhatsApp and maybe he'll watch.
I would watch that. I
You
would
would
watch it
watch
from
that?
inside the room.
That's weird. No.
I will sit there
Don't
right in
do
front of
that.
you watching.
That's
I won't even see the app. I'll just be watching your face.
Wow.
That would be kind of cool, actually. Let's
Really?
do that.
You're
do that.
You're not weirded out by that?
I'm not weirded out
by
by
him
this.
like staring
No,
at
no,
you
no.
intensely while you're doing something
I'm
else.
okay with this.
Guys,
do it.
y'all know.
Let's talk.
This is.
Oof.
Well, this
Okay.
is. I mean,
As
it's
soon as the camera goes off, let's talk.
Let's talk.
Oops, too soon.
I'll get off the table as soon as the camera goes off.
All right.
This is a party. All right.
All right.
So this looks good. It's got bag building. It's based on that, the game. It looks good. Tick my boxes.
Very
It looks
cool.
good.
Very great.
Did you just see
We
us?
were almost there. I saw for a minute. Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh,
We
okay.
see your comments now.
There we go.
Okay. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
And Z.
Okay, I am doing Kinfire Council. Like I said, I'm a little hesitant about the nature of the game,
Okay.
but I want to check this one out. They have a lot of goodwill with me, this company.
Yeah.
Kinfire
Okay.
Chronicles, Kinfire Delve, the amount of love and attention that has gone into these games. I am very much a believer in Incredible Dream here. And while this one might end up being my least favorite of those
You're
three,
founders of Gloomhaven.
yeah,
Just call it what it is.
well, it might end up being that, but
Okay.
I'm very willing to give them the benefit of the
I
doubt
am
and
too.
try this one out. Looks like a big game. Looks like there's some negotiation, but it could also end up being a really cool game, another cool game in this setting. So
Yeah.
I agree.
that's my pick.
And for me, it is the Canvas big box. I think for a
Really?
big box, it's reasonably sized, but it's a functional big box. I like that they said they don't plan on doing any more content for Canvas, but if they do, they guarantee it'll fit in this box. And I like
Okay.
that they're kind of future-proofing it on themselves. I like that it's integrating with the board, and we needed this. I mean, all the cards will not fit in one box. You needed a bigger box in order to have all your cards together instead of having to separate them out. I like that it's going to get it quicker to the table and just help organize it in general. So really excited about that, especially at the price point they're bringing it at. So yeah, for me, Canvas big box.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be it for us. Thanks for joining us here for Crowdsurfing. We will be back tomorrow with Smorgasbord and the next installment of me, Chris, and Joey's top 100 games of all time. Until then, we will see you later. I'm Camilla.
I'm Z.
I'm Joey.
DTV
Bye.
audio, baby.
DTV
It doesn't break
audio.
down.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video on the Dice Tower. Hey, do you want to know what's going on with Dice Tower? Do you want to know about our events, our cruises, special things that we're going to do live here in the Dice Tower? Subscribe to Dice Tower Digest. Go to DicetowerDigest.com. It's a newsletter that we send out bi-weekly. We won't use your email for anything else. This is just to get you some information about the Dice Tower so you'll be up to date. Thanks for watching.